can't. We can't have nice things.
Fuck YouTube comments forever. But what about your granddad then for Father's Day? Like, does he get on the burying, or is he just more tolerable?
He's a tough and complicated man.
Yeah. He's like straight and true Christian and like.
Yeah, he's old timey.
Yeah.
He likes the Father Day thing, but he's not someone who like. You can't get him thoughtful gifts because the thoughtful gifts are the ones he won't actually use at all.
Yeah.
Like, he was an avid golfer, right, for a while after he retired, and I went and got him a putting green one Christmas. And
that's very nice.
Putting green because he was talking about how his putting wasn't great. So I was like, well, you can practice in the house now.
Yeah.
I don't think he used it once. Then, the other side of things, one Christmas, right, and this is what I do now, is I just call my granny and say, well, what does he need? And she'll usually say something like socks. Right? And you'd think, right, for most people, socks is the most boring thing you can get. Not this man.
No?
One year, I asked, like, what does he want for Christmas, or what does he need for Christmas? And she goes, we give him a nice hat for when he goes out walking the dog. Like, just a woolly hat.
Well, no, that's fair enough.
Well, I got him this one. I went out to a kind of like an outdoor clothing retailer.
Yeah.
You know, like a Millets or something like that. I went out to one of those places and I got this hat that claims to have the most tog of any hat.
The most what?
Tog. It's this kind of measurement of the warmth of fabric.
That's a thing.
Yeah, tog. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know about this until I started buying bedclothes for myself. The tog is a thing.
All right. Still new to me.
Oh, you should hear the many tog that my duvet has.
Yeah.
Oh, the tog. Oh, the tog. But got him this hat that had a lot of tog in it, apparently. I don't know what, like, you can say one tog, two tog to me. I don't know.
This sounds so Irish.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
Not to throw the racist door open again, but...
Oh, Josh, there's not a tog in there. Right.
Yeah, let's play tog.
But I got him this hat, and he comes back about half an hour later. It was on Christmas Day I got it from him. And he went off walking the dog on Christmas Day. And he came back and could not stop talking about how great this hat was. This hat that I spent all of about 5 or 10 euro. And I spent about 50 euro on that putting green.
Yeah.
Another year, like. And he couldn't stop going. He was going around talking about how like it's the middle of winter and his head was drenched from the sweat. That's how warm his head was when he was out walking. And he comes in with his sweaty head, trying to get everyone to touch his sweaty forehead to prove that it's a really warm hat and stuff. So that's what I at that point I was just like, well, socks and stuff like that is what he's getting now. There's no point in doing a meaningful present because he doesn't drink. He's a pioneer. Like he does not drink, never has.
Okay.
He doesn't smoke. Doesn't really particularly partake in sweets. He hoards sweets almost out of spite. Like one year we were sitting in the sitting room in about September, October, and
oh my god, first time.
He was I fancy a snack or something like that.
Oh, you fucker. Sorry.
He goes, I fancy a snack or something like that. And I said, well, you should go make yourself a snack. And he goes, I know. So he goes upstairs to his room. He's gone for a few minutes. And then he comes back with a fucking Easter egg in September.
What?
That he had held on to since Easter. I just sat there and ate the whole thing by himself.
What a lad.
Yeah. So that's the grandfather anyway. Like when it comes to Father's Day, like he doesn't really people go in and wish him a happy Father's Day, but people don't really get him presents.
So it would have been pretty pointless buying him a Nintendo Wii and a copy of Wii Sports.
Oh god, yeah. Oh god, yeah. He was trying to show me today.
Oh,
he's got some app that gives him like free Sky Sports and stuff.
Oh, so he knows how to like work a phone and.
You could say that. He knows how to do very rudimentary things. He's also on Facebook.
Oh no.
Yeah,
my nan's on Facebook now actually as well.
I've blocked him on Facebook.
Oh fuck this.
That's the thing that happened. I had to block him on Facebook.
Oh,
that's a long story for another day. I really don't want to get into it on the stream.
Does it involve anything to do with him being of a certain generation and having a certain viewpoint on newer generations and people?
Sort of that. Sort of him thinking that social media is like a political platform. It was just
kind of along the same.
It was just a kind of like, for my sanity, I've got to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the best thing was I found out later he blocked me back. Obviously not understanding that like once he's blocked, there's no real point in blocking someone back. It's only out of spite. But
oh shit, that's funny.
I'm just happy that he hasn't discovered Twitter yet, because that's the one where I'm like, Twitter is like my safe space.
Yeah. Yeah, see, now my, I don't really have, like, my family on Facebook, because I barely have a fucking family to speak of.
Your granddad seems to be relatively up to scratch with some technology. Like, he was great going away there, like the clappers at the iPad when we were over.
Yeah, like, he knows the basics how to use it, and he does have a Facebook, but he uses it incognito just because he has, like a biker gang that he hangs out with to make him feel like he's 40. No, that literally is.
Just the way he said the biker gang, as if he's there swinging a chain.
It might as well be.
We're the hell Satans.
No, it might as well be. It is his excuse to try and act like he's still 40.
Well, he did talk to me about how he biked around Ireland.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about the geography of our country.
Yeah, you know, he gets about. He does his thing. But... yeah, so he does know how to use an iPad and whatever else, and he helped my nan to learn how to. So my nan, she bought like a brand new iPhone, and within a week it was in the drawer, and she was using her £20 phone because.
Yeah, that has literally happened with my granny before. Like my granny has taken when like relatives of ours get an upgrade, they'll try and give their old phone to try and. We've been trying for about 5 or 6 years now to persuade the grandmother to move on to touchscreen phones. Because it's going to get more and more difficult for her as time goes on to find a phone that isn't a touchscreen.
Yeah.
So rather make the leap now and get used to it. But like every single time she's reverted back to a button.
Yeah, and you know, like the older generations, they have their comfort zone. Fair enough. So
I wonder. I've always thought, are we going to be the generation that finally bucks that trend? Because we're the first generation where technology has moved at this blistering pace that we've part of our growing up has been to adapt very quickly to rapidly changing technology.
Yeah.
Like in our lifetime, we've gone from cassette tapes to iTunes.
Yeah.
And Spotify.
Yeah.
In 20 years, which is incredible. Like.
Yeah, because basically after this, the only other thing they can do is implant a chip into your head and just think of a song and it plays.
Yeah, or like we've gone from kind of like if you're a little bit older than us, you've gone from arcade gaming to PS4.
Yeah.
You know, like we're the first kind of thing. And the kids growing up today that like from the age of where they're toddlers are adept at using iPads. Mm-hmm. Like I wonder, are we going to be the generation that finally books that trend, that it doesn't matter what comes out, that we're going to be, because it's so hardwired in us to adapt to new technology. The only thing I was always reticent was with touchscreens for years, because do you remember old touchscreens back when we were kids were shit. They were non-responsive, they never worked. So when touchscreens came around and they were popular again, I was like, fuck this shit. But then my girlfriend, the first birthday I had when we started going out, so it was 2012, got me a Kindle for my birthday. And that won me over, finally. So within a couple of months I had a touchscreen phone. And within a year then the PS4 was out, which has the touchscreen thing on it.
Yeah.
I had a DS then. Like it's, you know, it took me a while. I got a tablet as well. That's the only thing. Like usually I am very kind of, I'm an early adopter.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, my family's not on Facebook. Apparently my nan is now on Facebook, but there is no fucking way I'm adding her so I can see pictures of her villa over and over and over again. Oh, Jesus Christ, Doug Tree, first time.
Oh, wow, cool.
I'm not going to be able to outrun this, am I? No, not a chance. Oh, shit. Shit. Fuck. So, Jesus, Digger's a powerful move. Can I get a bubble beam in? My uncle is on Twitter. He's the only kind of family member that I follow to any degree.
Yeah, I think I've seen you tweet him back on occasion. And
I can only imagine what he must think of my Twitter feed. Because
your Twitter feed is pretty much you, but to the uninitiated, and I don't mean this as a slight in any way what I'm about to say, is that on Twitter, sometimes you sound like a sociopath.
Really?
And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Do tell more.
I don't know, there's the odd time where it's just been like, well, that seems pretty prickly if you can't read it in his voice. Like, I can read, like, when it's dripping with sarcasm and stuff like that, but sometimes it's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, there is that side. That side usually comes out when I go to gigs.
Yeah.
Or when I'm just surrounded by other people.
Or when you see the Uncharted 4 trailer.
Yeah, whatever. But, I really need to get my picture out. But, like...
Jesus, before the watershed.
95% of my feed is usually going to be either about video games, wrestling, sometimes a little bit on comic books, just basic nerdy shit.
Basically the same as mine.
Yeah, and my uncle
and sometimes funny things that my students say to me.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll retweet something I find funny. But for the most part, it's, like, for him, he's a very kind of Jack the Lad kind of guy.
Yeah.
And, like, he follows me solely on the basis that I am blood related.
He is, from what the little interaction I had with him when we were over, he's just a normal bloke.
He's a normal bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am self-aware that I do sometimes think about my Twitter feed and some of the people that follow me who are just kind of friends of mine. Or maybe not friends of mine, but just or whatever. And I just must think, A, either what a fucking tragic individual this man is, or B, what the fuck is this man talking about? And I think that usually occurs when I get deep down into the world of, like, Japanese wrestling. Because even sometimes I imagine you go, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, but I get like that, like, my feed... You see, the thing is, like, my feed, I definitely can talk about, like, pro wrestling, and people will understand, because there is that one time that we've talked about before, where my tweet somehow ended up on the crawl on the bottom of Monday Night Raw,
Yeah.
and I picked up about 600 to 800 followers in a night. Lost half of them since, but, like, a lot of them have stuck around.
Doesn't matter, for that moment.
Yeah. It was so weird. Like, my mentions just blew up. People go, "Oh, dude, you're on Raw, yeah!"
Dude, woo!
I really wish I downloaded that episode, so I still don't know what tweet it was.
Fuck for that.
I still don't know what tweet it was, because I
Yeah.
never look at that that tweet screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, my Twitter account is just, like, I don't know. I think I just, at the start, before I kind of, like, because I was kind of a relatively early adopter for Twitter. It's funny, like, being on the Wrestling Observer 4W boards have forced me to be an early adopter with a lot of social media to keep up with the people from there.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I got on Facebook in 2007, which is, like, I don't know about England, but way before people were on it over here. Like, a good year before Irish people started migrating over.
See,
With the exception of Amo, I think he was on it before me.
I don't really remember when that kind of stuff came about. I just remember there was not Facebook, and then there was Facebook.
Yeah, there was MySpace and Bebo, then there was Facebook. But no, like, I was on Twitter early on, and, like, one of the things I remember comparing it to was, like, it's just like shouting into the void.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is the thought on my brain that may not be worth saying? But I'm just gonna say it anyway.
Yeah, and you have to, with that kind of stuff, you make the mistakes a few times and then you learn pretty quickly what I should and shouldn't say.
Yeah, like, I imagine...
It doesn't apply to everyone.
Yeah, I imagine if you looked at your tweet machine from when you signed up relative to when you were to now, because they have that feature now, that cringy feature.
I can't imagine it's evolved much.
If you go into settings, you can download your entire tweet archive in a spreadsheet, which is kind of fascinating to look back, because you can search the spreadsheet for, like, mentions of different things.
I will desperately searching, like, when was I happy? When was I happy?
Just search for happy and it's just tweet, I hate people who are happy.
I don't think I've ever tweeted that. I think I'm at least a little bit more advanced above that.
How are we doing for time, everybody?
I think we're actually going to... Yeah, we're coming up to the end. Round about now, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll beat this Diglett and then call it a day?
Yeah.
Or we'll get away from this Diglett?
I'll get back to the Pokemon Center.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's been a productive hour and a bit.
That's been another week. The conversation this week took a left, really, from Pokemon. I think it's because we've been talking about games so much today.
I had to find something else to talk
So
about.
if you're someone who's a bigger fan of us doing the Poke Chat with your Pokemates, got it right in there before the end.
Gonna stab this fucking PS4 controller.
We might be more on topic next week. I don't think we'll make the same mistake again and do a podcast followed by a stream again, because I'm very tired now. And it's nearly 8 o'clock at night.
Jesus Christ, where's the day gone?
Alright.
Alright.
So yeah, for Dave and Mark play Pokemon Blue, I've been Dave Ryan, at Dave Ryan IV on Twitter.
I am Mark Robinson at Lithium Project.
Please do go to linktothecast.wordpress.com or check us out on Twitter at linktothecast. See what we're up to. Until next week, friends, have a great Polka Day.
Happy Mothering Sunday.
Yeah, well, it'll be 5 days after.
Yeah, this will be Friday, so hope you had a happy Mothering Sunday.
Yeah.
Fuck off, bye.
Polka bye.